Hello, this is Theresa Danberg, education intern at the Brandywine River Museum of Art. Today I am going to talk to you about the painting Henriette in the Orchard, created by N.C. Wyeth between 1909 and 1910. I was drawn to this painting as it is so different from Wyeth's bold illustrative style, and it speaks to me of N.C. Wyeth's struggles between being an illustrator and a painter, as well as his sensitivity to the effect of place on his children. An oil painting on canvas, 25 inches by 30 inches in size, the painting portrays an orchard in springtime. Looking more closely, we see a small figure of a child in the lower left, sitting in the grass wearing a bonnet. Historically, this painting has been known in the Wyeth family as Henriette in the Orchard, thus identifying the figure of the child as Wyeth's oldest daughter, Henriette. The orchard was part of the Chadsford farm the Wyeths rented from April 1908 through March 1911. In the painting, young Henriette is surrounded by 4 curving trees that seem to be just putting forth their first new leaves of spring. Her form is merely suggested, with loosely defined strokes and a lack of facial features. Looking at the overall scene, you get the feeling that the bleak colors of late winter are just beginning to transform into the pastel hues of spring. A post and rail fence is suggested in the middle ground, delineating the edge of the orchard, and in the distance is seen another field and a pastel-hued hill. Small strokes of paint of many colors are seen in the field and in the leaves of the trees, producing an overall soft and shimmering atmospheric effect. The effect is one of an impression of a spring countryside scene, and indeed Wyeth was being influenced by painters in America who were painting in the Impressionistic style at the time. Wyeth's constant struggle between being an exemplary illustrator and his desire to excel as a painter are shown in this desire to continue his studies. Wyeth was devoted to his family as well as his art. In part, it was his devotion to his children that kept him tied to his secure financial position as an illustrator and kept painting for painting's sake as an additional pursuit. He was acutely aware of the importance of place in his children's development. When Wyeth purchased his own land in 1911, moving from the spot where Henriette sat in the orchard, he was worried that Henriette's budding sense of place would be disrupted. He wrote to his mother at this time. She had become used to the old place. She knew where the first violets appeared. She had visited the patch up in the orchard a number of times in great anticipation. Its pathways and byways were part of her tiny instinct. All of these things were taken away from her, and she must begin over again. This letter shows Wyeth's keen understanding of his children's relationship with place. This sensitivity to place was transferred to N.C. Wyeth's children and grandchildren. In the painting Far Away, which N.C. Wyeth's son Andrew painted of his son Jamie in 1952, Jamie is shown in a field, not too far from the one in which Henriette sat in the orchard nearly half a century earlier.